Hello, in this video I'm going to talk about how you can avoid getting memory UI errors on your screen and in your gameplay due to the add-ons that you're using and likely having too many of them on at the same time or having add-ons just catalog a ton of information. And so what I'm going to talk about mainly using in this video is the Addon Loadouts add-on. If you're not familiar with that, I have done a video on that add-on before, and so I'm not going to go into super detail into the function of the menus and all that. I'm just going to kind of show you a procedure that you can use with this add-on loadouts that should resolve your issues. So if you're interested in that overview video, I will link my add-ons playlist in the description, and you'll be able to locate that video on that playlist as well as all the other add-on overview videos that I've done. So check that out if that is something that interests you. So first, if you are on console, the first thing you're going to want to do is to uninstall, or before we do that, number one, get a piece of paper and something to write with, and write down all of the add-ons that you have installed on your game. This is so that when you go back in after this procedure, you can quickly just get everything written down. And if you don't know, a really nice place to figure that out is you go into the options menu here, go into add-ons, go into browse add-ons, and you're going to want to let this screen load. And then you hit the R1 button, or if it's on your different platform, you'll have to see what button that is for you. On PlayStation, it's R1, so you're going to hit R1. Let this load. I've got an update here to process, so I'm going to update that. And then what you're going to want to do is just, you can either do it alphabetically or however you want. Go down your entire list of your installed add-ons. And then once you have your list, these are everything that I have installed on the game. And as you can see, that's quite a bit. And you're going to probably say, how the heck am I running all this? Well, this procedure is going to allow you to do that. What you're going to want to do is write all of the things that you have installed. Then once you've done that, you need to uninstall every one of them. Clear out your add-ons completely. Then you're going to want to go in, close your game out completely, log out, close your game out, go into your menu in your settings where your saved data for the game is located, and delete the Elder Scrolls Online data that's there. Don't worry, this is not going to remove your progress from the game. It's not going to make it so you are a level 0 and you got to do all this stuff. That basically is just a save file for all your preferences in the game and all that, so you will have to adjust those when you log back in. But it has nothing to do with your progress in the game, all your achievements, all your gear, everything does not get deleted. That's all stored on the Bethesda server. So the reason why we're doing this is we're giving your game a clean slate to start with. So once you are back onto the game, then you're going to start with the add-on loadouts. You're going to start with this first. And so how you figure out where that is, you go into the browse add-ons like you were before. And then what you need to do is you can either type in add-on loadouts, or you can go to the utility section because it is a utility add-on. And if you're not sure how to do that, I'll walk you through that right now. When you're on the main browse add-ons screen, you're going to go up to the all categories here. And you're going to select that and go all the way down to utility. It's the very bottom check mark. You're going to select that and then back out of the screen. Okay, then you can alphabetize it by selecting name, and then it'll alphabetize. And add-on loadouts is right here. And as you can see, there's not very many people using this add-on. So I'm guessing that this is kind of a widespread issue for people. So this is why I'm doing the video. Once again, this add-on was made by DakJaniels. So big, huge shout out to them. This is a massive add-on help that everybody should be using. If you use add-ons, this should be at the very top of your list to implement, because this is a great, easy to use help. So once you have this installed, then you're going to go into the add-ons menu right here, and you're going to go into add-ons loadouts, and you're going to go into the loadouts. Now, you're going to want to make sure that it is turned on, and how you do that is you go into options, add-ons, manage add-ons, and you just want to make sure that it's checked on right here, as well as having the two libraries that you need to have, the LibRadialMenu and LibRadialMenu. So make sure those two are active and turned on, as well as the add-on loadouts, because if they're not, the add-on itself will not load. So we're going to go back into that menu for the add-on. So if you don't know how to do that, it's just in this main menu here, right above the activity finder. And then you're going to go into the add-ons loadouts. Select the loadouts, and then you're going to create a new loadout. I called mine blank, as you can see here. It has basically nothing but the add-ons loadouts. And the reason why we're making this is so that you have an easy, fast way to uncheck absolutely everything and only turn on the things that you need. So then once you have a saved blank, now you're going to start downloading by activity. For example, I have a crafting, farming, and shopping. So you're going to want to look at your written down list that you made at the very beginning on your piece of paper, and figure out every add-on that you had that you need to use while crafting, while farming resources, or shopping in traders or whatnot. Now, if you don't do any of these things, then obviously you don't need to do that. I'm just giving an example of a thing to create and what you would use. So as you can see, I've got a selected amount of add-ons that are saved here for different activities, such as doing surveys, shopping on traders, overland resource map, things like that. Different things that you're going to need, map pins add-on, harvester map add-ons, stuff like that that you're going to use in those activities. The Dulgubbin's Lazy Writ Crafter is a great one. Crafting Master Writs, auto research, all kinds of things like that that you're going to use in crafting, farming, shopping. Make a complete profile. Go and download every single one of those and have them turned on. And then you're going to create a new loadout and name it whatever you want. For example, I named mine crafting, farming, and shopping. Okay, from there, you're going to, once you have that saved, then you're going to come down here and you're going to load your blank. So if you're not aware of how this functions, I can literally just go down here to the load, hit the load button, and it's going to reload my UI automatically, turn everything off that's not included on that loadout, and turn everything on that is on that list. And so now I don't have virtually anything turned on. As you can see, everything is checked off. So this is how you get your add-ons to behave themselves and not bog down your system. So once you get to the add-ons loadouts, then you can come in here and you can just turn on. I'll hit my crafting one and we'll reload again. And this will turn on everything that I use for crafting. Now, as you can see, my mini map is back, and I'll go back into this menu here to where all the check marks are. And you can see that turned everything on that I want to use for that activity. So that's a very fast and easy. All you have to do is set up these profiles, and it's that fast. All you have to do is go into this loadout, go to the activity that you're going to do. If you're going to go to Dungeons and Trials, you've got a profile set up with all the stuff you want to use for that, and nothing that you don't need. Overland Combat, PvP, all kinds of stuff that you can think of. You can create different ones if there's something there that maybe you're just into role playing and you want role playing. get all your role-playing add-ons loaded into a loadout. Then you can just easily get on, when you get on your character, this is account-wide. You don't have to set them up for each character. So you can just walk in, if you're going to go commit crimes with the Dark Brotherhood, and then steal stuff from the Thieves Guild, set up a crime profile with lock picking and all that, all your add-ons that are going to help you for that. All it is a one button press and boom, you're ready to rock with your loadout there. Now, this is easy to set up. Once you get it going, it's pretty much easy to run with. The thing is that you can update your loadout if you get a new add-on that you have not previously had that you want to implement onto this. For example, maybe you get an add-on for trials that you want to add on. You would just load this add-on, go into your menu and make sure that add-on is checked out, and then you can update the add-on loadout that way. If you want to delete these, you can delete them as well. There's also another topic that I want to talk about in this video is make sure, I need to load in, okay, I need to load a combat one really quickly here. So I will load the dungeon trial one. Okay, so make sure that you are only using add-ons during the activity that you're doing. And this is the other caveat to the situation that might be causing a lot of trouble for people. There are some add-ons that catalog and retain a lot of information on your account, such as something like this, where it's tracking the inventory of all of your characters. I have 20 characters, so this is going to catalog a ton of stuff. It's got 20 characters. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. As you can see, it goes through the inventory of your characters when you log on. And that's going to start to inflate the amount of memory that it's using. And for some reason, it does not calculate on this screen right here. As you can see, I have 25.8 megabytes out of 200 usage. It doesn't tell you that you're getting up and over that 70. That number does not move very often. And so when you get the UI error, it usually says you have 70 megabytes used out of 100, and that's when the UI error starts to flag. And how you avoid that is if you've got an add-on such as this right here, the Where Is It add-on, or another one is Battle Scrolls. If you're keeping a lot of logs of parses or just overland fights or in a dungeon or a trial fights, that is going to eat up a lot of your memory. And so the ways you can do that, you can either go into the settings of this and make sure that it's not going to retain a whole lot of fights and keep your history size very small like this, or you can only use it when you need to and make sure it's checked off when you're not using it. And that's how we do that with the add-on loadouts. And I'm not saying don't keep the information. Obviously, tracking where everything is on your character is a very valuable thing. But once you've gone through and cataloged everything, you don't need to leave it on. You can maybe once a week check your characters, or once every couple of days, log in real quick, get your hirelings, add-on stuff logged and all that, and then turn it off. You don't need to leave it on. It's not something that you constantly need to have the add-on scanning your inventory and then it's bloating everything because it's just got a lot of information in there. So I would recommend using this add-on loadouts and then turning everything off. Tracking tools, that's not really that much of a thing. It's just what you've done, check it off and all that. But I would say the two main contributors are having a bunch of add-ons turned on at the same time, in addition to having the add-ons that catalog a lot of stuff. For example, currency. You can track alliance points, Telvar, vouchers. If anybody's got vouchers on, you can look for that. Make sure that it's not just sitting on a character. you want to put everything in your bank and then figure out how much money you have, you can track that. But once you've got this figured out, you can turn it off. You don't need to leave this on. So in closing, make sure you're using the add-ons loadouts. That's probably going to be a big help. And then once you get everything installed and set up on your loadout profiles, it's going to be a breeze keeping all this stuff under control. If you do happen to get a UI error once you've done all this, that means you probably just need to spot check an add-on such as like the battle scrolls. If you've got a lot of fights on there, figure out what you need it for, get what you need out of it, and delete it. You don't need to just perpetually keep like 109 fights on your battle scrolls. It's not useful. You're not looking at it. You're not using it. Get the information that you need. For example, if you're looking at a parse that you did, like for this build that I was working on, if you're wanting to figure out what type of CP you're doing on the build, you can look at the composition section, slot the CP, and then dump the fight. You don't need to keep it. You're not going to use it in any situation. It's just eating up your memory. So keep that in mind. Here's another one. You could check, what certain damage types you're making, that kind of thing. Figure out what you need from the battles and delete them. You don't need to perpetually keep them on there. If you want to lock one so that you make sure you don't delete it, there's a lock button here so you don't delete it. And then you can press the delete button and the action cannot be undone. And it says confirm, but it's locked. So keep that in mind. That's another way that can help you keep your UI errors in check, is just try to make sure that you're not holding on to data that you don't need. If there's an add-on that you are getting a lot of data spooled into, make sure that it's only on when you need it to. That'll help out a lot. That should help the UI errors. I know console has a limitation right now as to what they can perform, but that should fix a lot of your problems if you're having UI errors. But if you found this video helpful or interesting, please consider liking the video and subscribing to my YouTube channel. I have over 350 videos on the Elder Scrolls Online on my YouTube channel. If you go to my YouTube channel and go down to the created playlists, or you can click the playlist tab, and that will take you to those lists right there. They are all separated out by subject. You can go onto my tanking playlist, and that has all of my tanking videos. I have an add-ons add-ons playlist there. As I said, that will also be in the description for this video. So if you want to just hit that link right there, that'll take you to that playlist instead. That'll be a lot faster. But check out my YouTube channel. There's a lot of stuff on there. Maybe you'll find something else that can be helpful or interesting. Thank you very much again for watching, and I will see you in another video. Bye.